Tonight at 9, L.A. Law.
And when I looked up, his pants were wide open. He was holding his shirt up and out of the way, and there it was.
There what was?
It.
Sooner or later, we're going to have to discuss the implications of your pending nuptials.
He should be sanctioned.
Oh, will you get off it?
Don't you threaten me.
Hey!
I don't care how short he is, Judge. You can't let him keep pulling
I
this.
object to this.
This constant manipulation is disgraceful, and you know it.
Counselor.
A tussle with Mighty Mouse. L.A. Law. Tonight at 9 on Thames.
But next on Thames, it's Home Cookery Club, followed by All Our Yesterdays at 2:30.
In May, the entire ITV network will combine resources for the first time to produce 27 hours of non-stop live television to raise money for charity. Wherever you live, you can help us raise millions during ITV Telethon 88.
John's mum is longing for a letter from him, and he'd love to write it, but he just doesn't have the time. Life's such a rat race. He's rushed off his feet, dealing with constant changes, keeping his eye on the ball. People demanding things.
Tea? Coffee?
Pick up a pen. It's hard enough for him to pick up his train of thought. Juggling 10 things at once, then there's decisions. Why not make a decision to write today? By hand?
Over 120 branches throughout Britain, powerful connections to thousands of jobs. The most advanced office systems training in the country. And that means more opportunities for temporary and permanent office staff than ever before, with the energy and the power to match people to jobs fast. Alfred Marks, plug in to the powerhouse.
To discover more about the past, discover Discovery. Each kit takes you back in time as if you were really there. Every fortnight you get maps, models and realistic documents, plus a magazine featuring a different personality and the history-making events that surrounded them. Collect Discovery, history at your fingertips. The next kit is out now.
Excuse me butting in, but I thought I heard you mutter that there's nothing richer tasting than the taste of Anchor butter.
No, there's nothing richer tasting than the taste of Anchor butter.
The reasons right here are growing out the ground.
It's this green, green grass that grows all year round.
Why, right through the winter, you'd find it'd last you, which is why Anchor cows can always eat pasture. That rich, creamy taste, there's no way you can mistake it, even though other spreads try their best to imitate it. When you tried Anchor butter, there's no richer to be found, 'cause only Anchor cows eat grass all the year round.
Well, if this doesn't impress her, wait till she tries the Sun Valley Chicken Kiev. Always fresh, never frozen, and no artificial additives. Bake for 20 minutes, and there's tender chicken breast lightly coated in crisp breadcrumbs and filled with fresh garlic and parsley butter. Make yourself scarce, Morris. What? She phoned and cancelled? Well, I've done Sun Valley Chicken Kiev for 2. All right, Morris, you'll do.
Chicken Kiev. Another fresh taste from Sun Valley.
It's new, it's exciting. It's our £100,000 cash winning lines game. Get TV Times this week for your exclusive lucky number and start to play. And there's more this week. Singles, a new comedy series about 4 lonely people who meet over a drink. We tell you just what goes on in singles bars. A roundup of 26 years of Bond movies. A high kicker who wants to be at the Super Bowl. A final chance to win super holiday prizes. The week ahead on ITV and Channel 4, all in TV Times this week.
Film, intrigue and action through the night, Thursday on Thames. At 3, Stephanie Powers in Crescendo.
I'm sorry if I startled you, miss.
I want you to leave here, but I don't want you to let my mother know that I've asked you to leave. Do you understand?
A web of murder and dark secrets in Crescendo. And with Prisoner Cell Block H, A Problem Aired, Heatwave and Surgeon and Herb Tree in Meltdown, and Night Fever when Alfred Hitchcock presents comedy in Too Close for Comfort, and the ITN World News followed by CNN Headline News, this is your Thursday through the night to Friday morning on Thames.
Tea. Good. After an afternoon's digging, I'm ready for it.
And are you ready for this? Chocolate apple cake.
Certainly am. Looks good and rich.
Ah, but it's really very light.
Then tell us how it's made.
Naturally. First, we simmer our Bramley seedlings with granulated sugar and just a little water.
Right.
And when they're softened, we take them off the heat and stir in 2 teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda to make our apple light and fluffy.
I see.
Next, I'll weigh out the caster sugar.
The one with very fine crystals so it creams easily with your softened butter.
While I'm doing this, could you weigh out the flour for me, please?
Certainly. That about right?
That's it. Then add a level spoon of cocoa powder.
For the chocolate part of our chocolate apple cake.
The sugar and butter are all light and fluffy now.
So in goes the apple part.
While I mix this in, could you add to your flour 2 level teaspoons of baking powder, please?
To keep our cake light and fluffy.
And spice it up with a good shake of nutmeg and cinnamon, too.
Lovely combination of flavours, this.
Oh, I'm sure you'll like it.
Good. Now what?
The apple's all mixed in, so I can fold in your flour, cocoa and spices.
Gradually, I see.
To make sure everything combines really thoroughly.
The recipe calls for sultanas next. Shall I weigh those out for you?
Oh, yes, please, because that's the last of the flour folded in, so I'm ready for the sultanas.
What happens when they're mixed in?
Into the cake tin. Smooth it well down for a good finish.
The oven's ready at a moderate heat.
So in it goes for 1.5 hours.
Then let's go through the ingredients for your chocolate apple cake.
1 pound of Bramley seedlings simmered with 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar.
And lightened with 2 level teaspoons of bicarbonate of soda.
Then 8 ounces of caster sugar, 4 ounces of British butter.
8 ounces of plain flour, 1 level tablespoon of cocoa.
2 level teaspoons of baking powder and half a teaspoon each of nutmeg and cinnamon.
And 4 ounces of sultanas.
While the cake is cooling, you can make the fudge topping.
Scrumptious. Icing sugar's lovely and fine, isn't it?
Yes, just right for decorating cakes.
And then some more cocoa.
Here's the butter we'll need for our fudge topping, with a little milk and some granulated sugar. I'll just boil this up while you sieve the icing sugar.
All done.
Good. Then beat this in till it's light and fluffy.
So our fudge topping needs 8 ounces of icing sugar and 2 tablespoons of cocoa.
3 ounces of British butter, 3 tablespoons of fresh milk.
And 3 ounces of granulated sugar.
Then simply give the topping a nice rough texture and leave it to set before serving.
I'd better read out the address for the recipe. Just send a large stamped self-addressed envelope to the Home Cookery Club, P.O. Box 690, London, SW1P 4AZ.
Well, do you approve of our chocolate apple cake?
Rich in flavour and colour, but surprisingly light and fluffy, like you said. We're not going to eat all of that, though, are we?
No, because when it's warmed up, it'll make a delicious pudding tomorrow.
Am I invited?
Could be.
Now, all our yesterdays looks back to January 1963.